I didn't know if I was going to get better. I had 10 years of hospital appointments, blood tests, homeopaths, naturopaths, any healer that I could listen to and seek guidance from. But still, I had no idea if that day where I would feel relatively normal would come. I had to have faith. Your actions, your determination, your devotion can only take you part of the way. The other part, which not a lot of people speak about, is the faith, is the surrender. And it doesn't matter what you believe in, there is part of everyone's journey where now they have to let go and surrender. They have to know deep in their soul that everything will turn out okay. Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, then my name is Katerina. I am a transformation guide. I work within the worlds of the cosmos, within mythology, and within feminine energy. So if any of that sounds appealing to you, then please feel free to subscribe and like this video. If you watch to the end and you feel like you got something out of it, then I really, really appreciate all the love. And yeah, let's get into it. So if you haven't watched many of my videos, or if you are new here, then I want to quickly tell you about my story. It'll be a quick one, I promise. So I fell ill when I was 20 and I was in and out of hospital. This was 16 years ago. I was in and out of hospital and they couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. My bloods were all over the place, but still they couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. Back then, even now, they don't have the knowledge about the endocrine system as much as they should have. But regardless, I fell into a world of homeopathy, naturopathic medicine, Reiki, in order to help myself, because I refused to just sit there and like have no control over it. Like it wasn't really control. That's a bad way to say it. I just refused to sit there and be like the ill person and not be able to work through it, which is what the doctors were giving me. They weren't giving me anything. They were just saying, we know something's wrong, we just don't know what it is. And I'm like, great chat. What is there to do here? And there was nothing. They were like, we can give you medicine that is for other things. Like they were going to give me heart failure medicine, and the symptoms would, the side effects of that medicine would help me. Wild. So I kind of did my own journey. And through that whole journey, I knew that the naturopathic way would take time. But I had to have faith that I will be okay in the end. Every day I woke up and I'm like, every day I feel a bit better. And I had really bad days, but I still told myself that, oh, this is okay. This is the natural like up and down of a journey of healing. I will be okay. And part of that is the surrender. Part of that is the letting go. Part of that is the knowing that everything will be okay, even when you don't know that. And I think in this season, we can, me as well, really, really hold on to that and tap into that and release this need for controlling the outcome. I have no idea where I am going right now. And all I know is if I keep pouring into the things that I love and I keep focusing on that, like the cosmos will handle the rest. And you will be okay. You know, you have to believe that. Let me know down in the comments if you're feeling the same, if everyone's feeling a little bit like, what the fuck? Because for me, it's nothing crazy external. It's just internal. It's just this, like, I'm at the precipice. and I don't know what is on the other side of the mountain. But I feel like if I give up now, if I stop now, even when it's really difficult, because I feel like I'm in the fog completely and I cannot see, I'm not giving up on that. I'm not giving up on that. Like, I will continue even if I'm not clear. And I've spoken a lot about clarity in this year, the theme. So, I've got a Saturn playlist in my channel which talks about clarity a lot. So if you're interested in that, definitely give those a go. But there is this feeling of surrender. There is this feeling of, yes, you have to put action in, you have to show up for the things that you want to show up for. But equally, there is a lot of it is surrendering, a lot of it is just continuing on what you can do and leave the universe to do the rest. It's really difficult sometimes to move forward when you don't know. Trust me, it's really difficult. But even if you just like think about the feeling, like feel in your body the feeling that you want to feel when you have achieved something or whatever it is in your mind, that for me is way more tangible than thinking about the exact thing, because the exact thing might change, but the feeling won't. Like the feeling of peace, the feeling of calm, the feeling of fulfillment won't change no matter what I'm doing. That feeling won't change. So I often say, like, is there passion in what I'm doing? Is there love in what I'm doing? And if there's not, then I have to pivot. And I spoke about this in a previous video. Again, I'll link that. But like, there's this thing where we can get so fixated on the subject and not really sitting on whether we like it or not, yeah? But then also there's a thing of like, well, maybe that's not actually for us. And that's the surrendering part. Maybe the dream house or whatever is not for us, and maybe we're meant to be somewhere else. But if we fixate on that dream house, we're actually in the mode of controlling, because we're not surrendering to what the gods, universe, God, whatever you believe in, has in store for you. So all you can focus on is the daily things that you do. That is all you have control of. Like, you don't have control of anything else. But the daily things that you do, like you can do, you have control of. So focus on those. Forget about what it looks like, what, like the physical things you want in life, what role you even want in your career. Like, just think about the feeling of those things. Like, how does that role make you feel? Does it make you feel empowered? Does it make you feel like stressed? That might not be the vibe for you then. But like, the thing that I have always known, and this goes back to human design, is I am someone who's a non-specific manifester. And for me, that has brought me a lot of clarity in a way, because I always didn't know. I didn't know what it looked like, but I knew what it felt like. Everything I've ever wanted in my life, I've always known the feeling of it. I've known the feeling that I want of fulfillment, waking up every day and going to a career that I love. The fulfillment of being surrounded by people like who are your people. I've known those feelings, and sometimes it does lead to confusion, because you're like, well, this thing I've been doing for so long now doesn't bring me any joy now. So like, what do I do? Where do I go? What do I like? I have no idea. But we just got to keep showing up for the things and have the capacity within us to pivot. And when I say pivot, I mean like if the job you've got right now is not fulfilling you at all, is there anything that you're looking at that does? And can you work towards that without like, you know, leaving your job? If you like actually, you know, leaving your job, I wouldn't suggest you do unless you have the ability to support yourself. But it's more as in like applying for a different job in a different area, in a different company that makes you feel excited or makes you feel like, that's interesting. Or is it going to like study separately in a field that you actually want to do and you know that in 10 years' time you definitely work in that field? Like, at the end of the day, if we all just hope and wish, nothing will happen. We have to put action in. And when we put action in, sometimes the universe gets there faster for us. So I just felt like doing this because I felt like just a little bit of a pep talk that I would love for someone to say this to me. And that's why I sat here. Because I am in that moment. And I'm like, oh, just keep going and know that you don't know your path. You don't know everything that's going to be lined up for you. But you do know that the idea of this, the feeling of what you're doing does excite you. It does come from passion and not from force. So just keep going and things will illuminate as you walk through. You'll be able to see the light through the fog eventually. But if you stop in this fog, you'll just be in a fog for however long. So be adaptable and keep moving. When I was really ill, I didn't know. I was in a fog. I could not see the light. All I knew is that if I stop doing the things that I know will eventually help me, I just would have wasted years and days being ill and not actually doing anything about it. So even though it was really difficult some days, and some days I just was like, I'm not getting better, and some days I was getting better, it was a complete roller coaster. I just had this knowing. Like, I just literally, and I don't even think back then I was fully tapped into my spirituality. So I just was like, well, things will be okay. I used to call it PMA, but like actually, I just had this faith. I had this complete trust that everything will be okay and I will be okay. I just got to keep going. And without that part, yes, the action is important. Yes, making sure that you are tapped into whether this is for you or not. But the surrender part is like so important. And I just don't think enough people put that into play when it comes into like transformational work. The surrender is just as hard as the work, because the surrender means you're letting go of your control for it and you're just open to whatever the universe has in store for you. When you think about the universe, when you think about the gods as something within you, like if you thought about it as your oneness, your higher self, then the path that you're meant to be on and going towards is always going to align with you. It's never going to be against you. It's trying to get you back to wholeness, to oneness. Because you were there at some point. Your soul was there at some point. I just want to thank you so much. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel, so much for watching my videos, interacting with my videos. Thank you so much for joining the Eclipse Circle. Like, at this moment in time, for me, there is this there is more of a surrender and a trust and a letting go than anything else. Like that is this feeling of this eclipse season. And I normally record everything before, but I ran out of time and I'm here like it's a few days after the solar eclipse in Leo. And there is a huge feeling, like internal feeling of release, and I can't quite place it, but that's just how I feel right now. I feel like I'm releasing something, but I can't fully feel or see the thing that I'm adding into my life, if that makes sense. So I have no idea what the rest of this year will look like for me. No idea. But I'm just like having faith and I keep moving and everything will work out the way it's meant to work out. Anyway, I'm going to go now. I will see you next week. I will hopefully have a video out for the lunar eclipse in Pisces. That's a definite ending because we don't have another Pisces Pisces eclipse at all. And next year, March, I think, or February, I can't remember, but is the lunar eclipse in Virgo. And then that's it. That's the end of Virgo and Pisces eclipse journey. And next year, we don't have any like solar eclipses in Leo. Sorry, we don't have any lunar eclipses in Leo. We've got one lunar eclipse in Aquarius next year. So we have one technically like cycle of the eclipses with the Aquarius from the solar eclipse in Aquarius at the beginning of the year in 2027, and then August lunar eclipse in Aquarius. But we've just got one more solar eclipse in Leo next year. We've got Capricorn eclipses next year. It's all going off. So nothing to worry about, nothing to go crazy about. At the end of the day, if you didn't know astrology and you didn't know what was happening in the stars and planets, you would just be living your life the exact same. It's just there's an awareness there of like what to work with, what to not work with, when to tap into it, when to exit it. And if you feel like you're getting anxious about stuff, just exit it. You don't need to, like, astrology is a tool to help you and to guide you. It should never be to create anxiety. So if it's creating anxiety, like, just tap out for a little bit. Anyway, I'm gonna go now. And I will see you next week. Thank you so much for watching.